Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. I appreciate that tremendously. The chair now recognizes myself for 5 minutes. This is a very contentious issue, and I understand that. Two of my uncles were over-the-road truckers. One of them didn't notice the 11-foot sign on a bridge, so he was no longer a over-the-road trucker. So maybe our family wasn't the best over-the-road truckers, but dang it, we were there. And I appreciate this industry. These are good jobs. They provide for families across the country, and we need to make sure that we are growing our pool of drivers. So both folks are saying some things here. I just kind of want to level the bubbles and give some perspective. So December is the 120th anniversary of the Wright Flyer taken off 120 years ago, right? So if you took the Wright Flyer and stuck it on a runway next to an F-35, you would see a difference. So we do have to continue growing these technologies, but can everybody here on that board just say yes or no? Can you agree right now and state publicly that our AV technology for these trucks, particularly the over-the-road trucks, that the technologies are not there yet? Like, we cannot completely rely on these now to move our goods around the country. Can you agree to that? Just yes or no?
Today, we're not ready to rely on it completely, no.
Good. Mr. Ferro?
Congressman, industry-wide, the technology is here. It is already making the roads safer. We are seeing increased applications in things like
Is
AV
that a
trucking.
yes? I'm serious, man. Is that a
Technology
yes?
is here and it's being applied in different ways across the country.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a maybe. Mr. Spear?
Not yet, but it will be.
Very well. Ma'am?
Yes.
Mr. Chase? Okay. All right, check me out. Mr. Spear, I'm going to hit you again on this because I want to echo Mr. Van Drew's concerns. 72.5% of our domestic goods are being transported by trucks. In the future, looking down the road, what percentage of these trucks do you think would be autonomous?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I don't think we have good data yet for it in terms of what, it would really depend on our ability to have a federal framework.
I understand.
You're going to see regional operations, you're going to see lanes being run between Texas and California where that's optimal, but in terms of expanding it to all 50 states, that's going to take time. So it's a tough one to gauge right now. I'd love to have a federal framework so that we could grow this nationally and deal with those problems.
I would say, Mr. Spear, with that in mind, I would caution you to say that you'd look anybody in the eye and say they're not going to lose your job, because you cannot answer what percentage of these vehicles are going to be autonomous. You just can't. You just said it. So let's kind of, that's your reputation you're talking about, not mine. And so let me ask you this other question. How long can the United States of America, how long can we sustain ourselves if a significant portion of our trucking stopped in a millisecond?
Not more than a week.
Not more than a week. Okay, so these are things that we cannot trifle with, Mr. Spear. JBS got hacked. It's 1/4 of our ability to cut meat in the United States. You remember that? People were wondering where their pork chop was. It was rotting the carcass in a field in Iowa because that was a cyber issue. And Ms. Chase, I completely appreciate what you're saying. And Mr. Spear, you're getting briefed by guys on the cyber stuff. You know what? The DOD gets hacked all the time. The CIA got hacked. The FBI gets hacked. So I don't trust that. I do not. And the difference between some service members' names, which I was one of them, and personal information after the DOD got hacked by China, the difference between me having to get LifeLock or whatever the heck that is, and our entire nation shutting down in a week are significant. So until we are able to secure these systems in these vehicles, I don't have confidence enough to get these on the road across the board. And I want everyone to remember, Wright Flyer, F-35. So I understand we're in a continuum. So please keep that in mind. On the hazmat issue, you know what? You're going to have 32,000 pounds worth of lithium batteries on these? Is that right? You're going to have two 16,000-pound?
Up to, yes.
Okay, lithium is a hazardous material. So you're talking 32,000 pounds of hazardous material in every one of these electric tractors. So we're already talking about driving hazardous materials, not in the cargo, but under the tractor. Okay, so let's not forget that either. And lithium is a class delta fire. When it catches on fire, it'll burn through other metals. So that, we got to work on that stuff. And here's the other thing. You know what? My time has expired, and I'm going to hold myself to the same standard as everybody else.